All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday evening. Welcome to Geek the F Out Live. We're here for Turtle Talk. Are you turtly enough for the Turtle Club? I'm Lucha Johnny.
I'm Silver K, aka Kayla. And our special guest.
Me. Unboxed. AKA Jonathan, AKA the real Turtle Master, because Mad Hatter can eat a butt.
Yeah.
I'm here and he's got nothing to say today.
Exactly.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started and get into the turtle talk.
Well, a little bit about myself is that I'm here having a good time in this turtle space, as we can see, and we're in New York, and I'm here for it. What else? Well, I don't know. I've been doing this channel since almost a year exactly. Like towards the end of this month, it'll be 1 year since I've been doing my channel. And
Amazing.
A lot has happened since then. And it's honestly the best thing about the channel is that I get to be creative. So all of my artistic skills are being put into different things beyond the channel, but connected to. So I'm loving it. I'm happy.
Love that. And yeah, you do all sorts of things. You have your artwork, like you just were at GalaxyCon showing off your artwork. That looked like a lot of fun. How did that go, actually?
That was a blast. So that was 4 days. I mean, they put us in a new room instead of in the main exhibition hall, which is a real bummer.
I saw that. Yeah.
So
Weird.
most of the people that found us were people that were like, where's the artist alley? They're like looking around the whole thing, wanting to find us. And some people go there because they want to find that art, not the mass-produced stuff, which is usually the bigger vendors.
Yeah.
But it was still successful. I mean, I outperformed last year. I didn't think I was going to, but I did. So that's good being in that new space. So I think nice. Yeah. At the end of the day, I got to hang out with some really good friends, make some new friends around me in their booths. And, you know, it's incredibly exhausting. It's like 10-hour plus days of standing there, but
could not even imagine.
Yeah. But it's always good to have some friends to help out because you can kind of like relax, let them man the booth, and then you go enjoy the show a little bit.
That's awesome. Yeah, Artist Alley is where I always spend most of my money at Comic Cons. Like I just went to SDCC and yeah, I spent too much money in Artist Alley, but I don't feel so bad because it's on smaller artists. So
yeah,
right, and they need it.
If you watch our haul stream from, was it last Friday?
Yeah, a week ago.
You had a large section of prints and different cool artistic things that you showed
constantly pulling out the artwork.
So, and I got this. Oh, and I got this. Oh, and I got this.
And then the toys were at the very end.
That's all right. I'm here. I'm here for the art. So I'm going to go check that out.
Love. So let's start off. We want to do this stream for anyone who's new to turtles, doesn't really know too much about turtles, or is a turtle expert, and really get into it. And so I want to ask a little bit about your background with turtles and like the franchise, like if you watched the movies growing up or it was more recently, and then with the toys as well.
Okay, well, 1984 I was born and grew up, started watching Ninja Turtles in 1987. Had a really impactful time as a childhood with lots and lots and lots of Ninja Turtle toys. I had those plastic totes full of Ninja Turtles. My mom was just like, she still quotes it to this day. We'd go to the store and then you would say, "Mom, can I have another turtle? You just got a turtle." "Yeah, but I'll love you forever."
I'm sorry to hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have someone crashing the stream right now. I can't believe. I don't know how he got here, but he's here.
What?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What is happening?
Oh boy, let me tell you something. No, get that kid back here. I will fucking follow him until the ends of the earth. Okay? He thinks that he's gonna like do his little. First of all, he had a live stream. I know. That cat is not gonna shield you from my onslaught. Okay?
I need comfort.
He had a live stream. This guy had the nerve to have a live stream yesterday and bring on all his friends to fucking super chat him like a big shot yesterday.
I had to pay those
now
an extra $5.
And I also don't like his little like, oh well, I grew up in 1980, this and that, blah blah. Dude, you fucking 2 years ago, you discovered Ninja Turtles. Okay, let's not fill this chat with lies. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're here to set it straight.
Yeah.
I had to pay all those people
straight.
money.
I just posted, by the way, on my community. I said, hey, Hatterites, come over here. So we're about to get flooded with a fucking nation of people. They're all gonna be on my side, Johnny. But like, I don't know. I wanna. Can you go back and tell us your Turtles origin? Because I have some notes. I'm gonna be writing stuff down because I feel that there's gonna be some indiscrepancies in that story. All right.
This is fine. I just got this story off of Wikipedia on some other dude that was supposed to be that that Canuck guy, whatever. I just read his Wikipedia. The Canuck guy that debuted as some nerd. You know what I'm talking about?
No, nobody knows. Go.
Everybody knows.
A
few years ago, he was like the guy to promote NECA, and he was in like a full turtle outfit.
That dude, like that guy. Yeah, that guy sucked for sure. Yeah.
God, rude.
That's amazing.
Well, if there's something you don't like about my story, this is his Wikipedia. So I grew up in 84, West Virginia. My mom would buy them all the time. I would say, oh, I'll love you forever if you buy another one. She's like, well, you got to love me at least 1,000 times forever now. So, yeah, just lots and lots of Turtles. The movies were great, but the cartoon was what was most impactful for me as a kid. But when the movie toys came out, okay, never was able to get a movie version of the Playmates. And I remember going through the flea market with my parents and saw them for sale. And this is like 90s. They were $50 each in the 90s at this flea market. And I wanted one so bad. And obviously they wouldn't let me buy it for $50, but I was just like bawling my eyes out walking through this flea market because they wouldn't let me have these damn turtles.
Baby nostalgia. So sad.
Yeah. So last year, I was at GalaxyCon and I went to a toy booth and I was like, you know what? I want to see, like Judith Hogue is here and I'm kind of like turtle inspired. I got a few drawings that I had for the year. Let me see if they have those toys at this toy booth. Well, they didn't have the 90s one, but they had the NECA set of Raphael and Michelangelo for the movie. And I was like, oh my God, this was like everything to me. So that was like the resurgence, I guess, of turtledom. Turtles for this dummy guy. That's what
Love that. Since you're here, Hatter, do you want to give your background since you're claiming you're the turtle expert? Actually,
there's a rap song about it.
Wait, what? Yeah, he there's a song about it that I don't know why that song, even though I sang it, premiered on Johnny's videos because it was clearly me, the Turtle Master, singing that song with my raps. Did anybody see that song? It was. I'm a great rapper. Okay, people don't understand. Where did my turtledom begin? I don't know. It began around the same time. Yeah. This story will actually be true, but my mom made me a Raphael costume when I was a boy. We couldn't afford like a real Halloween costume, so she made me, because she's a seamstress. She made me my first Raphael costume. This is like scissors. This is her cutting up a costume, and even back then, she knew I was cool but rude. So she's like, "You're going to be Raphael," and that was the beginning. And yeah, 1987 Turtles was my jam, my jibbity jam, and then the 1990 movie fucking blew my mind. Okay, that movie was like, it was like up there with Batman for me. I know that that's scandalous to say, that's controversial to say.
I really enjoyed it.
You just saw it, right?
I just watched it. I really enjoyed it. Lord. I was expecting to be like laughing at it and cringing at it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It felt very like heartfelt, and I don't know, like there was a lot of fun, good stuff in it, and like the acting wasn't that bad. It was great. I had a grand old time.
It's a great movie. I mean, don't spoil it for Johnny because he hasn't seen it yet. But that movie's great. And then Secret of the Ooze, less great. But I was all in 1990s AI collector. There you go. Everybody, by the way, I put out the call for everybody just to join because people love Johnny, by the way. They can't get enough of him. I don't want to blow up his head, but every time I do a live stream with him, dude, you got to do another live stream. You got to do another. I don't want to do any more. This is going to be the last one, and then we're getting fucking divorced. Okay, we're not.
My God.
We're not attached at the hip. Okay?
Yeah, we got to go back to being the secret lovers that hate each other.
Secret lovers.
Yes,
that's what we are. I know.
I think they like it because they like when we trash each other. But yeah, so I don't know if that was it, and I just stayed in it. And it just kind of melded with my already toy collecting. Although for a long time there was no Ninja Turtle shit, and then all of a sudden there was. And then now we are at I would say the golden age of Ninja Turtle toys.
It really is. It is just because it's everywhere. Especially obviously right now with the movie, but I feel like just the last couple months with more and more toys coming out, it's just been ingrained. And I mean, it got to me. I got a shit ton of turtle toys.
I know. Are you going to do a show and tell of all the turtle stuff that you have?
Yeah, I'll slowly unbox them as we go, but I got a lot of the cute little turtle tots and the glow in the dark, and then I got the turtles in disguise since we're doing a Star Trek stream right now. So yes, and you have
dude, that shredder is one of the best fucking shredders. It completely caught me off guard. It's a Power Rangers shredder.
Yeah,
but it's fucking great.
So I was planning. I wanted to make the Renaissance Fair near me. The Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair has a like fantasy weekend for like medieval fantasy, and I was going to make a medieval green Power Ranger costume, and I was trying to think of a way to make the helmet, like the modern Power Rangers helmet, look like it would be something on like a medieval knight. And then this figure came out, and I'm like, well, I'll just do that.
Yeah, good idea.
I'll just try to make that for the helmet for my costume if I ever get around to actually finishing it.
It would definitely be original.
I do want to call out that AI Collectibles said that we're like rum and coke together, and I agree. And you're obviously the rum because that's your spiciness. Okay, this guy, and all the cussing and everything. So, and then I'm the Coke because I'm bubbly.
Because you're bubbly and you're so sweet. You're so sugary sweet. We're like rum and Coke. We're like rum and Coke in that if you see it are with us for too long, you want to vomit.
Oh my God, you're not wrong.
That was last night.
Not wrong. Also, this cereal is very appley smelling.
Oh yeah.
You got some cinnamony cereal there. What is that?
You have a water bottle. I thought it was shampoo.
No, it's a reusable like aluminum water bottle. It was randomly on the shelf in Target.
Yeah, they had like two different colors. They
have a green one.
I'm intrigued by them, but the lid just makes it look like it's not reusable, and it looks like a one-time thing. And I'm like, I don't know if that. I understand that it is reusable, but I'm like, the presentation's kind of poor for the lid.
It is.
But it's a good-looking bottle. Is the water that's in there by default any good?
It's basically it's average bottled water.
Sewage water.
I mean, it's $2, so I was surprised with the aluminum bottle that it was only $2 because I've seen smaller bottles of water in plastic that were more.
Yeah, no doubt. And Kayla, I'm noticing the tremendous smoky eye you got is also turtle themed.
Yep.
That's some talent right there.
I've done I'm very big with the makeup. Thank you. I had to do green, and green is also one of my favorite colors. So I was like, I do a green look all the time. This will be easy. This is I'm surprised how apple tasting the cereal is. Side note. I was expecting it to be more like Apple Jacksy tasting, but it's very appley.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, but I think with the marshmallows in there, it just like after 3 bites of the cereal, I'm like, why am I eating this?
I'm glad I didn't pour the milk into it because I don't know how much I'm going to eat of this. I also have pizza coming, so there's that too.
Oh, wow. Nice. Wait, so what's everybody's, barring this cereal? Because I want to see where, I know a lot about Johnny, but I don't know everything about him. Okay, I don't know his favorite cereal, and unless you know somebody's favorite cereal, you don't know the person, you don't know the man, you don't know the woman. So, what is everybody's? Just so I can get an idea. What is everybody's favorite cereal? Not to take hold. This is your guys' show. I don't want to steer the thing, but I'm just curious. You know,
go for it. This is a free for all. Mine, I think, is, oh god, this is gonna be so bad. Honey Bunches of Oats.
It's not bad at all. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Because it's everything, awesome. And I'm like a lot of things, but it's also fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's great. There's
those
no
bunches.
Shame in that at all.
What about you guys?
Well, it depends. No.
You can't get a straight answer out of this guy.
No.
Iteration of the cereal.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did you ever answer which turtle is your favorite after all that?
No, please.
No,
please
I don't have a consistent favorite. I know who's my consistent not favorite is Raphael.
Oh shit!
Because it's not really cool to be rude, to be honest.
It's not. I actually was rude in the supermarket the other day, and they said it's not cool to be rude, and I walked out ashamed. So
is that a true story?
No, I'm joking. Nobody would ever
your bandana
dare say that to me. Okay.
Damn. Damn. I would say for the longest time it was definitely Fruity Pebbles, but I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch would probably have to go to number one.
So you should love this fucking cereal because it's all cinnamony.
Love Cinnamon
Toast Crunch. Definitely not the same. The apple is a bit weird.
Mine would be the Quaker O's, like the.
Oh, like healthy cereal.
No, it's not. It might sound like it is, but it's not. It's basically like Honey Nut Cheerios with like pieces of nuts like inside the O's.
Nuts.
There you go. Okay.
You can't say nuts, and I'm not going to make a comment. This is what I'm here for.
My favorite is Lucky Charms. That's how I get so lucky all the time. I'm just fucking constantly shoveling that into my fucking face.
Hey, well, if there was one thing that somebody wanted to ask, for me to guess about you, I'd say just by looking at him, this guy eats a lot of Lucky Charms. Yeah, like it's really, you can kind of see it in the eyes.
Yeah,
the deadness of like I'm not kidding.
In my pupils, you could see green clovers in them if you look real hard.
Some say that if you stare long enough, you can kind of see the guy jumping through.
Dude, I am such a mark for fucking cereal. I'm like I always have too much cereal on hand. Like right now I have like Trix and Lucky Charms, but I can't destroy it like I used to. Now it's just, I don't know. When I was in my 20s, everything like went right through me. I mean, I'm still in my 20s, guys, technically, but in my early 20s, it just went right through me. Now I feel every spoonful. So
yeah, I know what that's like. It's like having a little bit of whiskey before bed. You feel it the next day. You're like, I can't handle this anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the same.
I feel every step.
Not the same. Do you guys have any toys you still have to unbox, or have you unboxed all of them already?
Oh, it's a never-ending stack of boxes.
Yeah, I got
Feel free to open up whatever.
He has his
you
process.
Don't want to? Oh,
yeah.
I got my process guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could edit this.
I could already fucking anticipate his answer when you said unbox something's probably like, no, it's got to be under the right conditions and this and that. Meanwhile, I'm like freewheeling. Okay. I'm willing to open anything. So,
yeah. Open whatever, Hatter.
Sounds every once in a while I do it.
Yeah, he's got to edit the.
Does it count if it was already opened and put back in the box?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, we won't know.
You can go for it.
No, go ahead. Go for it.
I want to know Kayla's reactions to stuff because it looks like you got the whole Mutant Mayhem thing. You haven't touched a single one yet.
I have not. I've been saving them for something.
Wait, but Kayla, did you see the new movie or you saw the 1990 movie?
I saw the 1990 and I saw Mutant Mayhem.
Oh, you saw both? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if we want to get into the movie, also spoiler alert, everyone.
Oh,
do we have the spoiler warning to do?
Snap.
Wait.
We're about to spoil this motherfucker.
So I realized I did the post and then I forgot to link.
Highly Articulated wants to know if we ever unbox anything off camera.
I unbox a lot of stuff just because, like, I don't know how you are, John, but like, I'm like, I can't. I sound like a fucking total toy addict, but like, I can't make enough reviews for the stuff that I have. So like,
Jesus, that's so much free. That's just content you're throwing away.
But I'm not gonna unbox everything. It's a lot of fucking energy. You know what I mean? To talk about
the audience for it. Shut up.
This is the wrong spoiler overlay, but it's still.
Ooh, there you go.
It's still there.
Their track
you could be doing Patreon unboxing. There you go.
Okay.
It's all unedited. You just do it live, baby.
All right. Baby. Well, bye everybody who doesn't want to be spoiled. I'll miss you.
Good day.
Oh, Cobweb's
or if you don't care.
All right, Cobweb. Peace out.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Thanks for dropping by. Make sure you smack that like on the way out. As always, smack everything. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I decided on Tuesday at like 4 o'clock, I looked at because I just finished work at 4 and I looked at the movie listings and there was a 4:30. And I was like, am I going to go? Yeah, I'm just going to go. And I was the only person in the theater.
Whoa.
I was like, because I was debating, I'm like, it's summer, kids are off school, but it's a Tuesday and it's a 4:30 show and it technically isn't supposed to come out until the next day.
Mm-hmm. See ya, AI. Sorry. TMNT 1987. That's our boy Jay. Look at him. He just follows us. Except for when we stream for 3 hours.
You have a stalker.
He never shows up. Had nostalgia.
Did you all see?
I like that my name is first before
the power couple. He said.
Did you all see it in regular? Or did you see it in 3D?
I saw it in 3D.
Okay, I saw it in 3D.
I saw it in regular, but I saw it at the Alamo Theater, which it's kind of like, I don't know if they have Alamos there, but it's like one of these like, it's one of these like you can order food in the theater kind of places. So like they don't have any 3D, but it's more like, I don't know. There's like a vintagey thing about it. I'm like a film snob, so like snobs like me, we just go watch them in Alamo Theater. But yeah.
I've heard good things, but I've never been to one. There's not one in my area. When I went to visit my sister in Orlando, she lives down in Orlando. They had a big fancy, I think it was an AMC that did the same kind of thing. Like they had table service and like you could have waiters bring you refills on your popcorn drinks or chicken fingers or whatever you ordered.
Yeah. No, Alamos are cool, but it's like select cities. It's like LA, places in Texas, Florida.
Yeah,
obviously they skip places like Raleigh, like irrelevant places like that. But like most of the places that matter, they do have them there. So yeah.
The irony that the only time I've been to one is in Raleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. The closest one to me is like an hour away.
Yeah, it's 7 miles.
Just made me look like a fool.
Sorry.
You set yourself up for it.
I know I did. I thought for sure Raleigh doesn't have one. I fucked up, guys.
There's no basement at the Alamo.
R.I.P.
So talking about some turtle movie stuff, going to the theater. They got these. Oh, come on!
Oh, I got those pins too.
Yeah, they the Hatter special. They're out of focus. So they say it's turtle time. They were out of the other two. I only had these two, but you can order them online too. $3 each, not bad at all. It goes to help children in need.
Oh, children in need! Why'd you have to do that, man? Can't talk about that.
I got all 4 of them. They suckered me in because I was like, I don't know who to choose. And it's for a good cause.
You can't just get one.
No.
Where do they sell those?
Is that AMC?
Yeah, really any theater. Mine was at Cinemark, but I think
nice.
Most theaters should have it right now.
That's
I didn't get any in mine.
Cute.
They didn't sell those in Alamo. I would have bought some.
Do they have any merch at Alamo?
No, not really. They just have. Funny enough, they sell Super 7 stuff in the lobby. It's so weird. Like, but yeah, no.
That's so Super 7.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, Alamo is owned, or maybe this is reverse. Alamo is either owned by Mondo or Mondo owns Alamo. I don't know which one it is. So they have like in the lobby like Mondo toys on display, but then in the not in the lobby, in the hall, Mondo toys on display, but in the lobby, Super 7 stuff is being sold. It's so weird.
I want to say Mondo just
That
bought
is weird.
Alamo Draft House not too long
Is
ago.
that what? Okay, all right. I guess that makes sense.
So
But yeah, that small independent company, Super 7, they're really doing good for themselves.
That's buys in the Alamo. So yeah, I was at Cinemarket. They had the tins, which you can't really see back here, but they had the popcorn tins. They had the drinks and the little plushies and all that stuff. But it's been interesting seeing how some of them just have like nothing, or others will have only the tins or only the drink toppers or something like that.
I'm surprised. At least I didn't see anything at AMC that usually they have some kind of popcorn bucket, and I didn't see anything. They had themed ices and drinks, but they didn't have a popcorn bucket. I was like, what is going on here? Because I have become a collector of these damn popcorn buckets, unfortunately.
Mine did.
Which is the worst because they're massive and like you can't do anything with them. They just sit there.
Yeah.
Mine did have a popcorn bucket, but it didn't look, it wasn't fancy like the Spider-Verse ones where it was like a bust. It was literally just like, it looked like one of those small like bathroom trash cans with just the art for the movie on the side of it.
It's perfect. It serves two purposes.
Love that. So yeah, overall thoughts on the movie. I was a newbie, so I want to hear your guys' expert opinions.
Well, as an expert, I'd like to say that the 3D experience is definitely a good choice. I want to watch it again, but see it in 2D to see if there's like if it really carried enough weight. But my friend that went with me, he was like, "I'm so glad that we got this upgrade to 3D because the other room was having issues. So we got an upgrade, went into 3D, and he's like, it separated the characters from the background, so it didn't feel like this constant painting all the time. So you had this like separation that really helped the characters stand out, and you could enjoy the art style a lot more, which I loved the entire time.
Yeah, I noticed
That's awesome.
they used it mostly for that depth, just depth perception. They didn't have a lot of gimmicks where they tried to make it seem like ninja stars were flying out of the screen at you in the audience. It was just to make the characters pop a little bit.
Yeah. It felt, the way I've kind of been explaining it is like you get foreground, middle ground, and background, and that was it. And it's just the characters don't have a roundness to them. They're just not connected to the background.
Interesting.
I would have liked to seen it in 3D.
Yeah, I think I might see it again in 3D for sure. Especially since I have an AMC Stubs number. There we go. Got all of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it again. I feel like there was a lot of little things that I missed and a lot of jokes. It was very Spider-Verse-y, not just in the animation, but with the jokes in that regard, where it's like it's so quick that if you blink, you're gonna miss something. So I really had a blast, and once again, I am a very, very newcomer to Turtles and had only seen the 1990 movie before it. I had a great grand old time. Go ahead.
So now that they're fresh on your mind, which one did you like more? Obviously 1990 is a very dated movie, but did you have any that could you rate them against each other? They're very different.
The two movies?
Yeah. Since it's fresh in your head.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
There's no wrong answer, at least not here. You're in a safe space, even with our idiots that followed us here.
That wasn't like a trap card.
No.
It was.
I didn't think it was.
I know what I want you to say, but I want you to say just whatever you're feeling about it.
Yeah.
Just give them out of a 10. Just rank them both.
Okay.
And they can be separate because they're animated.
Yeah, the 1990 movie. The 1990 movie, I would do maybe like a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah. Like I still really liked it. And then this new movie, maybe like 8.5. So a little more, but I do. Don't cry.
I know. It's making me cry.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I thought that movie was fun. I loved the animation. I think if I was a kid, I would be over the moon over that movie. My if I had to say a criticism, it's just I don't know. The story was kind of simple. I liked how it started, but then I felt like it almost wrapped up halfway through. It was almost it started very organically, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then they did that thing where they have to put in a world threat. We're going to turn everybody to mutants. And then it just becomes stop that thing. It was, I felt the same way, ironically, about the Mario movie. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I liked it. Yep. But it was so simple, where Spider-Verse was an example of a movie I saw this year. It was an animated movie that was very the story was just so good. There was so many layers. There's so much stuff happening. There's so many character arcs that everybody was tracking and conflicts. And this one felt more it's a cute, fun, innocent kind of kids, but adults can like it movie. You know what I mean? I think maybe I was going in with Spider-Verse expectations or something like that.
Oh yeah, I knew it wouldn't be that level. But since we can talk about spoilers, that was yesterday when I said the first hour of the movie, the first half of the movie, I loved it. Everything that was happening, I loved. And then right there with you, the story just kind of goes, all right, let's get it over with. Our budget's not big enough.
No, it really was a thing. I felt as soon as we can spoil, right? Or did we say to me it was the scene when I was with everything. Yeah, spoiler alert. Up until when they met Superfly and they became kind of part of his gang, I was I'm with this. But then right after that, they were all right, quickly get the villain plot out and escape, and that was it. I was oh man. And then it just kind of after that, I just felt it almost fast forwarded to a big monster ending kind of thing, and then yeah. So I that was my I don't know if I had to lobby a critique. The Mario movie was awesome, even more simple. It's a kids movie. This is simple, but I think it's humor. I don't know if I agree with the whole it's a kids movie, it has to be simple. I think you could do a movie like Spider-Verse and it could still appeal to kids. And
we're talking about movies like 1990 Ninja Turtles that hit us hard as kids.
Yeah, that's a kids movie.
Aliens, RoboCop, all these things. Predator coming on TV, going to get the store and renting a VHS. That stuff was super impactful as a kid, and clearly not simple, right?
No, dude. I just saw that fucking movie. What's that Pixar movie with the magic house? Is it a Pixar movie?
You think Up?
No.
It's a new one? Is it new?
Encanto? Has anyone ever seen that?
Oh, Encanto, yeah.
Dude, that movie story, that movie story is so fucking good. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it has such this impactful. Oh, look at the little Leo.
Little Leo.
It's not. It's and not to say. Oh, sorry. Some movies are aimed for kids. No, I'm not. This wasn't to call. To call you out on the comment. This is just more of a thing that I hear sometimes. It's more of a bigger discussion that I hear sometimes. It's this movie is made for this movie. A movie that's good should just be made for everybody. It should just be literally made, it's what Johnny said. It's we enjoy 1990s kids, adults enjoy it. So, I had this, and he is correct that my criticism was more on the Mario. Mario movie is a much simpler movie. I feel moving forward, movies like Spider-Verse and Encanto make you have to up your story game. You have to you can't just once the novelty of oh cool, Mario in a movie is over. Now the next, it's not going to work every time. You got to be okay, let's deepen the story and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, I felt like this movie just didn't need to go that hard at the end and have this big monster thing going. It's I was worried that they were going to have this many other characters in it, and it does feel like they didn't need to do that because they all had 5 seconds of screen time. It was
I know
they didn't.
Yeah,
They didn't have any screen time. It was so sad.
I was thinking, I wonder if it and it might have been something that they didn't have the time to develop the way they would have wanted to do it, but I think it almost would have been more interesting to see the Turtles fall in with Superfly earlier and not realize that what Superfly's doing is actually going to be bad.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool.
And then have to go, oh wait, we can't let this happen. Like this is not good. They kind of like fast tracked that once they.
It's your twin.
Yeah, it is. It does look like him. No, I think you're right. I think the issue with like those kind of movies is like you have to, especially big studio IP like that, whatever you want to call it, and TMNT is an IP, is you have to play it safe to a degree. Like you have to play it like 80% safe, and then you could take 20% chances. I would love to see something like that where they mix it up a little bit, but that would probably conflict with the origin story. Maybe they might be, you know, like they want to start it. Every turtle thing seems to, or big budget thing seems to want to start it from the origin that everybody knows. The rat finds the turtles and they grow up together. You know what I mean? So, and plus I could already see Nickelodeon giving notes that, well, are the turtles evil then? Like, what's, you know what I mean? Like, you know, are they too dumb to know that they're doing bad things? And so I don't agree with that kind of thought process. I think they should take more chances, but I still stand by that this was kind of like a cute, and it accomplishes the biggest goal, I think, which is it'll get kids into Ninja Turtles. That extends the brand for everybody. And then, you know,
and certain things are built around selling toys, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah. How did it do, by the way? Did this movie make money? I don't even know.
Jay had said it made $15 million in the first 2 days.
It made 50 or 15?
$15 million in 2 days domestically with a $70 million budget. $70 million budget is not a big budget.
That's not a big budget. That's like what they paid for the first Deadpool, which was not a lot. It was like anything under 100 million is considered small now, unfortunately. But I wonder if it officially made money or not. I hope it did.
Well, I think it will. Preview days too. All these extra days. I went on a Tuesday. They started it Saturday. Then you could watch it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, I guess, is technically day one.
Well, Lucha, when you went, you said there was nobody there. But when you went, Johnny, were there a lot of people there? Like I went to Alamo, so it doesn't count.
When I went out at 7:20 to the place I was supposed to be, and it was probably 50% full. And then at 8:20 in the 3D one, it had a bit more people in it.
Nice. Oh my God.
Pizza. Lay pizza has arrived. I was about to leave the sticker on it.
I think all your cheese just went to the bottom of the box.
Probably. It's already kind of smushed. So
well, speaking of pizza boxes, I got this after GalaxyCon. I held on to it for this, just for this show.
Oh wow! Look at you.
There's no grease.
Love that.
Well, there's maybe a little bit.
I could
probably sell this bad boy.
Giant gummy pizza.
There you go. Everybody's showing off their pizza stuff. I don't have any pizza.
Yeah,
stuff.
Where's your pizza?
Hey,
come on.
I have this. I have. Hold on a second.
Big bro gets this last slice.
I'm gonna make it look all large in the. Look at my large.
Oh, it's huge.
Damn, that's a
pizza, bro.
Big pizza.
It's gigantic. My fingers are just giant. It's actually huge. I kind of want to order that New Yorker one. I got it a few weeks ago. I thought it was pretty good.
So the big gummy one, if it tastes anything like the little gummies,
So I did buy.
Sorry.
A box of the little gummies.
Yeah. I had like 2 and then took them to GalaxyCon, just gave them away.
I don't know.
Did you not like them?
No. They're chalky, dry, and then it's just fruit flavor.
You might have got a bad bag because I was telling Kayla before we went on, if you've ever had like the SpongeBob Krabby Patty like gummy candy, it's always like you said, it's dry, like it's rubbery, it's like chewing on rubber. These are infinitely better in my opinion than the other ones, but I'm gonna find out because if I can get this bag open. Jesus.
Live taste test.
Get your ASMR, Mad Hatter.
I know. I'm just listening to all these beautiful sounds. I hear crunching.
It feels.
I don't know why
Alton
like
it's
really
the same gummy.
thinks that I have a Subaru, or is that like part of her right now?
Subaru?
Look, here's what I think.
I don't have a Mustang.
Allison.
I drive a Subaru.
I would love to have a Subaru.
She got the wrong Johnny then.
Oh, there you go. Look at his brand new box that he didn't open.
Beautiful.
I won't open it.
He won't
I have
unbox
another.
anything. His whole deal is he won't unbox anything on camera unless it's on his channel, because he's kind of like you can't go to Picasso and be like, hey, can you draw me a little thing? He's like, no, he's got to make a product. He's like, dude, I get paid. Don't you understand? I get paid to unbox stuff, so he's not gonna just give you a freebie.
Here,
and
I'll
unbox
open it. Jeez.
Open it. Open it.
Oh, there we go.
That's it. What he didn't say, he had like three cameras off camera recording him just doing that just now.
This is the peer pressure they tell you about in high school, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's nothing but peer pressure.
Look
Okay,
at
how's the pizza?
Dang. With
It
black
is
To me-
delicious.
Oh, I was thinking that my gummy pizza.
Oh, sorry. Well, I want to know how the
Gummy
gummies were too.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think to me, it tastes like the small ones. It tastes exactly the same.
Okay.
No.
And
I had a
my
gummy earlier.
disappointment
Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
immediately on Jonathan's
California
face.
special.
For once,
As
I
in
did not
California
do that
gummies.
before a stream. I thought about it, but maybe I will at some point.
My eyes always look like this, Johnny. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never awake. That's my secret.
Sorry. Gummy candy. Gummy pizza.
I think it's good.
But
I-
can you taste any different flavors? I got surprised when I one time could taste the pineapple, but other than that, it's just fruit flavor.
No,
Wait, what's
yeah,
on?
You could taste the pineapple?
Yeah, it was one
Wow.
time. I was like, it was the very first time I had one. Actually, I did it in a live. See, I gotta
Amazing.
do everything on live. But I was eating it, and I was like, okay, it just doesn't taste like anything. And then suddenly there was this like hit of pineapple, and then never again.
What's on your pizza, by the way?
It's like a everything pizza. Pepperoni, salami, sausage, peppers, mushrooms, olives, onions. Yeah, it's
I
amazing.
want fucking pizza now. God damn it.
that's
You can order it.
That's one
Go
of the
for it.
things I remember most about like the original Turtles cartoon, because like you guys said, you grew up with it. I grew up. I was 7 when it came out, and before that, I was big Motu and Thundercats, and I watched the Turtles cartoon, but I was not a huge Turtles fan. It didn't hit me the way like it hit you guys, but I definitely distinctly remember all the gross like different pizza topping combinations, like black olives and marshmallow, and like anchovies and I can't think of some.
Yeah,
but
speaking of
that kind of
gross-
thing.
Yeah, speaking of gross things, I was telling, I was on a stream yesterday with John, and he was like, I was telling him about the pizza I had at Alamo. So at Alamo, they serve food there.
I did see this part, and this makes me so sad because I love pickles. Go ahead.
Well, now Kayla just fucking blew up my spot. There were pickles on the pizza.
Yeah, but normally pickle pizzas
I
are
was- I
good.
was-
pickles.
I was leaving Mordor,
Go for
and
it.
she's like, sorry, I was leaving the Shire, and she's like, oh, they dropped the ring in Mordor. She just said, there's no story time over, guys.
Well, you can say what was wrong with it, why it was not good. What was
You
what
just
were
said
the
what was
pickles?
wrong with it is the definition that you just said. There was
No.
pickles on the pizza.
No, they were a certain kind of pickles.
Yeah, they were sweet. They were bread and butter,
There you
sweet pickles.
go.
They were
Never.
fucking disgusting. Okay,
Disgusting.
They no one should ever eat those pickles ever in life ever. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And on a pizza,
Bye,
they
folks.
ruined the whole. Did somebody just peace out?
I like bread and butter pickles, but you do you.
I'm sorry.
I don't think I would want
Depends
them on
with
pizza.
you.
I maybe I'm just trying to think of any way I would like those pickles. I mean, maybe just on their own as pickles, but they ruined that pizza, and also the popcorn was ruined. It had all of this shit that was inside it, and I wanted it's like you get so excited for pizza, and then when you bite into bad pizza,
I just can't believe you unfriended that dude after that.
I did, and I've known him since I was 14.
It's crazy.
That's how.
And you're still in your 20s.
And I'm still in my 20s, so that's actually not that long that I've known him. So you know what I mean. So I guess it was pretty easy, is what I'm saying.
Hey, those are some nice magnets behind you. What's up with those?
Oh, some dude. I don't even know what his fucking name is, but I'll do some promo. I'll do some promo work for my buddy here since he's got a.
Those are good, strong magnets, aren't they?
These are pretty strong. This is my made by Johnny Nostalgia. Go get him, boys! Before anybody wants to say anything, okay, this guy made them wherever he is on the thing, and then he also made this one right here. Check this out. Check out these adorable turtles.
That's cool.
So cute. So cute. You're so talented. It's crazy.
Thank you.
I mean, thanks, but sorry, you were talking to.
Yeah, no, not you.
Oh, yeah, no, not
whatever. I'll take it. I can take the hit. Allison likes bread and butter pickles on a bacon burger. Maybe that'd be I feel like would work.
So I like.
Maybe.
I don't know if this might be a Pennsylvania thing. Have any of you had Lebanon bologna?
No, I don't know.
I'm sorry, what?
It's called Lebanon bologna.
Like
it comes
Lebanon?
from Lebanon.
Like Lebanon?
Yeah, there is a city in Pennsylvania called Lebanon, like the country Lebanon.
Okay.
But it's kind of like a smoky, sweet, cured meat.
Okay.
Like sliced for sandwiches. It's not like, because like you hear bologna and you think like bologna. It's not like normal bologna. It's more like.
Yeah, that's also tripping me out. The bologna. I
Who
never
says
heard
bologna?
I do, because there's an A at the end of it.
I've heard bologna.
Yeah.
I've never heard bologna.
My bologna has a first name.
Yeah.
But the Weird Al song is My Bologna. My Bologna.
Yeah.
Because that's only how it works with My Sharona. It's bologna.
I forgot about that song. That's right.
Anyway,
maybe Weird Al was reaching, but
so Lebanon bologna, if you look at it, it looks more like salami, but it's normal like lunch meat slice size, but it's like a smoky sweet lunch meat. Bread and butter pickles go good with that because you kind of have that sweetness mixing with the other sweetness. This is the lunch meat stream apparently.
Right? No, I'm.
This is
it's been a while since I've eaten lunch meat.
This is all the foods.
Thank you,
Red
Knock.
Here.
What happened?
He just called out my.
We're both trying to highlight comments at the same time.
That hands down my favorite from Nostalgia Unboxed, the Go Get 'Em Boys. It is phenomenal. Good work, Jonathan.
Yeah. Also,
but isn't Jonathan spelled? Isn't there an H in there?
Right
isn't
there in the middle.
No. But what about JOH?
Silent. It's silently typed. So.
Dude, I love when people
just
silent
add H's, killer.
Just add H's to his name. I love that, and he gets all mad. Like, what the fuck, man? You gotta have a simple name like me. Okay, well, my real name.
Well, simple man, simple name. That's what they say.
Well,
I
am a simple man. I am a man. All I need is my farm and my toys, and that's all. That's all I need out of life.
This is
so
true.
A little bit back with talking about like the movie and like it's like a family movie, and the only time it felt like it was being, like you said, had her kind of simple was that massive info dump at the very beginning in the van.
When, where they raided Baxter Stockman's thing.
Yeah, where the TCRI guy's like, hey, there's mutants. This gun will make them not mutants. We're going to do this thing. This is our director. This is obviously an evil person. Like, that was the only time I'm like, wow, they're really jamming all this info in there right in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But after that, like, it flowed really well. There were a couple of parts that took me out, like, sort of took me out of the movie, like when they went to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And it's like live action.
The live action
is an interesting choice.
I think it would have, like with Spider-Verse, when they had live action people in there, I feel like that fit very well because they had so many different types of animation styles. And this was pretty much all one style, and then all of a sudden, like, here's some actual footage from movies in here.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun, but
I thought there were too many like pop culture references. They kept taking me out of the movie where they were like, remember an Attack on Titan? I was like, there was too many for me of those. And that's just a note that I have with any movies that drop like constant pop culture references.
Well, it's gonna, it really locks.
Is it because you don't understand them?
Came out too.
I mean, I don't know if I don't understand them per se. I do like Attack on Titan.
It's because it's just this. It's gonna lock it into this time frame.
Yeah,
you know, and I know
that's what I mean. It's like exactly. It's like when you see like a horror movie from like the aughts, and they're like, this Blu-ray or this DVD can. It's like, who the fuck uses DVD anymore? You know what I mean? Like, it immediately like takes you, and it ages the movie. B, it like just kind of takes you out of the reality of the movie. Very, very hard to pull off multiple pop culture references all the time. The Ferris Bueller one was fine. I wasn't like, I wasn't in love with the execution of that, but yeah. Little Mikey. There you go.
It's a little misshapen.
So
head.
cute.
With a misshapen head.
It is. I kind of like that. I like the like rough. I did really like the rough cut look of the movie, and it's all sketchy like. I did really appreciate that animation style. It was cool.
It felt like, sorry, Jonathan. It felt like a combination of like oil painting and claymation.
Yeah, for sure. I was telling my buddy, it was like, it looked like if Monet and Van Gogh like got together and like grew up in New York and made like a Ninja Turtles movie.
I'm that buddy.
Well, you are my buddy. So
I know I'm the guy
you know.
Aww.
Even though you say fucking mean things.
From enemies to lovers.
Even though man, when he reaches his limit of being able to take it, even though you say mean things.
Yeah, you fucking mean, bro. Okay, I say mean things.
I'm sorry.
So something I'm curious about, because I walked into Target. It was Sunday, I think, before I saw the movie, and
the rabbi and a priest.
The aisles were just overflowing with merchandise, like we talked about, you know, down to water bottles, the gummy pizza, the cereal. I saw the sewer layer playset. I saw the party wagon. I saw the reissues of like the mutating turtles, like the Transformer turtles, like and like it got me thinking, and it seems like to me that of these 80s, 90s properties that get recycled and come back, that Turtles has had like the most staying power out of all of them. Because I don't think you'd see displays this big and aisles this chocked full for like Motu or G.I. Joe these days. Now, granted, it's got a movie, but what do you think?
You can fully twist the bottom of them around?
No, it doesn't make. That's the one thing of articulation they don't need.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah, they can't really. That's weird.
That's the reenacted scene where they break them in half.
Oh my god! I like seeing their shells crack. I was like, no! Especially because I saw it after you did your spoiler and was like, oh, Donnie dies, and I was like, oh fuck, this is where one of them dies.
But why'd you have to say like, Donnie dies, like kind of making fun of me? You know what I mean? Like very sensitive right now.
It was very sad.
Simple man.
Sorry, Lucia. So you were saying in terms of like the Target, like you're saying that it's because of the IP that they devoted that much real estate to it?
Yeah. What do you think it is? What do you think it is about Turtles that gives it the appeal and the staying power that it has had compared to some of the other properties from the same time frame?
That's a good question.
I mean, they keep relaunching it though, so I don't know if I would call it necessarily staying power, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's like every few years they try another version, and it's all just TV based.
But is it a chicken and an egg, or the egg thing, where they keep relaunching it because there is like a desire for it, versus like if you kept relaunching, let's say Motu, that might not connect as much. I don't know.
I'm still waiting on Mo 3.
That was horrible. That you actually should go in timeout for
the dad joke.
Yeah, that was a dad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dad jokes.
Yeah, I got cats. I'm a dad.
That's what I said in my rap.
Cat daddy.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have cat daddy and we have Zaddy Hatter. Perfect.
Hey, I'm technically a cat daddy too. I think I don't know. Like Ninja Turtles, it doesn't. I think it plays real well because, it's like, I think it plays real well for the same reason like Spider-Man plays well. Like, it's just like young superheroes kind of like having fun. You know, there's already like an element of a family element that's already built in because they're like all brothers. And like, I don't know, like a lot of people connect to like these turtles that are kind of like trashing each other and they're shit talking and I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only person. I can't be the only person, but I connect them to like Spider-Man as well. And for for whatever reason that travels, I think Ninja Turtles travels the same way versus like maybe some other 80s properties. Like as much as I love Masters of the Universe, it's pretty severe. You know what I mean? It's like, it's very like Lord of the Rings. Not, you know, it's a goofy version of Lord of the Rings. The characters are admittedly
trash my Lord of the
goofy.
Rings.
No, I'm saying Master Universe is a goofy version of Lord of the Rings. But it's harder to connect to because it's like kingdoms and the prince and this and that and the skeleton warrior, where I think all boys and girls connect with like these brothers in New York having fun, and all boys and girls connect to like Spider-Man, and just it's just kind of like a lot of having fun. So maybe that's why it flies. Who knows? Okay.
It is interesting that, I mean, the reason why this is working so well is because whatever the decision was, that we're gonna there's obviously some heavy conversation around this being this is a Turtle Mania resurgence. So we're going to do everything. We're going to have the marketing, the whole 9 yards. This is going to be a movie first instead of a TV show, and then maybe a movie later. We're going to go hard. We're going to treat it like the back in the day. And
that's what they said.
It's working.
Yeah.
You know,
they also connect to everybody. Like, you know, as much as people, as especially, and not to get political, but like Ninja Turtles is for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, you know,
turtles.
Yeah, they're turtles. It's like, so nobody was like, oh, I saw myself in the turtles growing up because of whatever thing. Nobody looked like the turtles. Nobody talked like that. Nobody was a Ninja Turtle growing up in the sewer. So I think it transcended connection. Like, it just became like, I can plug myself in to these personalities. And that was the great thing. Everybody just plugged themselves into a turtle. Not Johnny, because he doesn't have a favorite turtle, but most of us normal kids plugged ourselves into a turtle, and then we just connected to that person, and then that was it. And also, Ninja Turtles was one of the, and this can't be denied, one of the first cartoons that also connected in many mediums. It was the first cartoon that also was connected as a comic. It connected as a movie. It connected as a video game. The Ninja Turtle video games were huge. Mm-hmm. So it was firing on all cylinders on every fucking medium, versus like, not to pick on Master of the Universe, but it's like that only had really the cartoon and the toys. You know what I mean? Like the movie was not that accepted. As much as people want to look at it nostalgically, it wasn't like, people don't look back at that movie like, oh my God, that hit like 1990 TMNT. So I just think it hit so fucking hard, and it was so ubiquitous that even the contrails of it are strong.
That was beautiful.
The Motu movie is
coming to Mad Hatter's TED Talk.
the Motu live action movie is a fine science fantasy movie. It is not a great Motu movie. If it wasn't branded Masters of the Universe, I think it would be. Right.
It came with the baggage of being like.
Well, maybe the problem was Masters of the Universe was built to be toys first. Like the whole premise that exist on is so different. It was, hey,
Fair
we're gonna
point.
make toys, and to sell the toys, we're gonna make a cartoon, and then we're gonna like just. It doesn't make sense to do that. I mean,
No,
watching the history
that
of
is a good.
Hasbro with GI Joes is like
Yeah.
the same stuff. Like there are huge spans of time where GI Joes just didn't work.
Yeah, because Turtles
No,
was
that is a fair point. Is that Master Universe started as toys. It started, it's like, and now you have to retroactively go back and see and create a narrative, which I think they did successfully in the cartoon. I tend to like the comics, the Motu comics more because they're very grounded. It's just like He-Man is just a dude in a tribe, but yeah, you're right. It's like Ninja Turtles was built Ninja Turtles was built by the purest thing you can do is you made a story. It's like two guys made a story and they're like, this is a great story, like Spider-Man, and then from there they kind of turned into different things. So that's a good point too, is that it began as a story.
Yeah.
Love that. So what was everyone's favorite part of the movie? I can.
What toy connections?
Yes, we love Ken. Ken is the best. Ken actually popped my streaming cherry. I was on his Hot D, aka House of the Dragon stream in when was that? November. Love him. Anyways, favorite part.
I have to look at my notes, which are on my phone, which is right here. So stand by for me. You guys go.
Wait, what was the question? Favorite part of the movie?
Favorite part of the movie, yeah.
I'm thinking.
The fight scene whenever they decided to go raid all those places to find Superfly.
Yes,
those were fun.
I have that written down. I liked the is that when they played No Diggity? I think it was then when they played that song and I was like, oh, I love this mashup with them beating down everyone and trying to get answers. That was a good scene.
For me, the first half of the movie is I'm just so in love with it. Like I remember being like 30 minutes in and just thinking to myself, like legit, kind of coming out of the movie and thinking to myself, like, this is just fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just the back half of it, like we talked about, was just kind of like, oh, well, there's some weird choices here. And I guess the thing I like least about the movie, I'll just go ahead and say, is the Bebop and Rocksteady are like clearly now good guys. You can just they're just going to turn their attitudes around, be bad again. I mean, they're probably
I'm guessing they're normally bad
because they're simple-minded. Like some
they might just try to, like, which I don't agree with, pivot them at the end or in the next movie with Shredder. I don't know. He fucking puts a carrot on a stick, and like I also felt the same way. I was like, wow, they're committed now to all those mutants being on the right side. That like now you're gonna have like them flipping sides. You know what I mean? It's like it's a little odd.
I wonder if they made this with the intention of obviously doing more movies, which is also why they didn't get like much character development for all those original bad guys.
It's supposed to be 2 seasons and then another movie. That's like confirmed, I think.
Okay.
But I would, I just don't throw all those characters in if you can't have the time to build their stories. Like stories are just so meaningful to a lot of people, and just throwing them in there and you just like, my love for Rose Byrne, she only gets like 5 lines in the whole movie, maybe.
Oh, I love her too. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
They did definitely just cram. Like they could have put in mutants if they wanted to go with the storyline that Baxter Stockman was just using mutants or whatever. They could have just loaded it up with mutants that are maybe a bit more C-list. You know what I mean? Like I Scumbug, for instance. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if they needed to use Bebop and Rocksteady. I feel like they could have saved. But then there's, I'm sure, people chiming in their ear about selling the toys because they don't know. And this is something that studios do all the time, is that they're like, it's never assured that they're going to make another movie. So load this up with as much toy possibility as you can. Toyetic. but then you shortchange later because now you gotta account for those guys if you want to put them into movie. I think that the one thing that the Michael Bay stuff did right is that they saved Bebop and Rocksteady and they made a big deal out of them in the second movie. And actually, they were pretty good in the second movie. Actually, that's one of the things that I didn't hate about the Bay movies is how they handled Bebop and Rocksteady.
I have not watched those yet. I need to go back and watch those ones.
Are you praising Michael Bay? I'm shocked.
Well,
Wait, but did you see before you get shocked?
I have not.
Did you see that movie? Did you see the second Michael Bay movie?
No. I like the Michael Bay Transformers for what they are. I have not seen the Turtles ones.
The Turtles are basically Transformers, but turtles.
Yeah,
they're basically Transformers.
That's what I figured.
The movies, they're not good movies.
The way they handled Shredder in the first movie just made me. He was literally just a Transformer, and it made me so mad. It's like this is so stupid.
Oh no. I'll watch them eventually. Now that I watched the first movie. But Johnny, do you want to say what your favorite part was? Lucha Johnny?
I got my list up now.
Okay.
Like Jonathan, it was that 4X fight scene was amazing. Like I thought it was a really clever way to do it to show them like doing the first confrontation with each like gang leader, whatever each henchman, and then like focusing on a particular turtle in each of the fights and having it was really good. I really liked that. I also had to chuckle when Splinter brought up the cardboard cutouts, and one of them was Chris Pine as Captain Kirk.
Oh yeah, sorry.
They were all Chris's. I thought was interesting.
Yeah, they were all Chris's.
I had beef with that because my husband is Chris Evans. And he was like, "Oh, Chris Pine, the best Chris." I was like, no, thank you. So I was like, Splinter, you are on my shit list now for, fucking with my husband like that. Cause that's not cool. Not cool.
It's a direct shot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny that but they didn't have Hemsworth, right? Or did they have, was it, cause it was Pratt, Evans, and Pine.
Yeah.
Right? Interesting.
Maybe they couldn't get the rights to show Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, maybe.
They ran out of money.
I mean, they're expensive to meet. I was originally supposed to meet Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, and then with Tom Hiddleston and Tom Holland all together. And then the Chris's backed out. But like meeting all four of them and then getting all four of their autographs was like $1,400.
What?
It is absolutely insane because for each photo, then this was back in like 2018, because for each photo it was like $200 and then each autograph was $200. So essentially, and then obviously it was all four of them in the photo. Yeah, it was insane. Which since they backed out, that's when they got Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan to come in. And I was like, okay, like I like them, but not the same as the Chris's. And they didn't change the price on it at all. I didn't get a refund, and I couldn't get a refund. So I was really sad. Damn. And yes, he does have the best ass out of all the Chris's. It is America's ass.
I agree.
I have a lot of America's ass artwork too.
I did a deep dive on all their asses, and I have to agree.
Yeah, you did. Just spread them.
Good Lord. You're just talking about the family show.
No, this is not. I'm on it. It's automatically not.
Speaking of asses, I do have fat booty boy races in my notes with a laughing emoji because that must have made me laugh in the theater. Conversely, after the fight scene, when they caused me physical pain because I'm an old curmudgeon, and like all the like internet age child slang that they were throwing out just made me cringe.
I was wondering about that. I was like, so many people are not like, I didn't understand some of it, but other parts I was like, oh, I wonder who's not going to understand this.
But it fits because they are kids and they're in that age where they've got smartphones and tablets. It was good. It just caused me physical pain.
Well, they're doing it right. They're going to get that new generation. People are going to be pumped. Our friend Moscato bought that somehow lost out to Mad Hatter in my game show. He
somehow,
yeah, well, because it was just like he was wiping the floor with you, and then my 1,000,000 points.
Maybe I was letting him get a false sense of confidence. You ever think of that?
Yeah, sure, buddy. So he said he went to see the movie and with our friend Chris, and then they drove just across the street to the Target, and there were like kids galore just buying all the Ninja Turtle toys, looking at them, and in that whole section with all the stuff, which is rare. You don't generally see that kind of stuff. You know, it's usually just a bunch of old dudes over there trying to sneak in and steal it from the other old dude.
Yeah. I think almost every time I've gotten one of these toys, there was kids around, and that was really cool. And then when I saw the movie last night, it was a girl with her, like a young girl and her parents, and she like had a shirt on and everything. And they were like, oh yeah, we're like taking her through from the beginning with the TV show and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. And she was so excited about it. It's so cute to see. And yeah, it's cool that this whole new generation, like this will be their, like, was it 1987 was the series?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll be that for them, or the 1990 movie, or whatever your thing is. So that was really cool to see.
Hey, some people it's Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I won't yuck anyone's yum.
I will always, like, you know, when it gets talked about, it's like the 87 is just, it's really bad. It's so hard to watch. And the further you go into the seasons, the harder it is, because there were a lot of episodes that they actually like outsourced. So even the animations are really, really bad, because they were just like dumping them. I mean, like, you'll get season 1's like what, 7 episodes or something. Season 2's 20, and then season 3's like 60. And then there's like a season with 90 episodes or something. It was just, they knew it was making money and they were just churning them. But Rise is like
continuity.
It's obviously better written. It's a new age, right? So like the better animation, whether you like the style or not, it's just it's gonna hold up so much better than the 87 stuff. It's I've been going back and watching 87, and it's rough.
I was gonna ask, so what is both of y'all's favorite? Like, if you could name a movie or show, what is your favorite turtle movie or show?
Oh, it's probably the 90 movie for both of us, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for me.
It's just the most timeless thing that you can spend your time watching again later on. Like the 87 cartoon, like I was saying, really hard to watch. First movie is great. Second movie still fun. I can't deal with the third movie. I'd rather watch the animated one that came out after that. It was kind of like a loose sequel.
So that's just the TMNT.
Mm-hmm.
2012 is really good. It's really good. The story is great. It's better than it ever needed to be. So I think in terms of cartoons, that probably has the best storyline. 87 does not, it ages like a lot of things from the 80s. Although season 1 of 87 is fucking great, and the animation still holds. Dude, there's still they still show clips from that animation from 87, the first season, the first 5 episodes, and it's still fucking wild. It's still like, how the hell did they? It's like when I watched like the Thundercats opening, I was like, how the hell did they animate this in the 80s? Like how do they?
I know, animating stuff in the 80s and then having shadows on all your characters and trying to do highlights and stuff is like, it blows my mind,
dude. It's crazy. It's like, and then but and 80, the first season had like the cleanest story. It was basically, somewhat clean. They had to go back on a lot of different choices where like when the turtles just went from in the 87 cartoon where he puts the mutagen on, and then a second later they just turn into teenage size, like they didn't have like any phases of like being kids. But yeah, I would say though, if I had to choose one thing, it would be the 1990 movie. I don't know. I feel like that hits hard, and
it's different, as the youth say.
And I feel like I wanted to be one of those fucking foot kids when I was that age. I was like, it just looked so cool.
They look like flies.
Like what?
I would like flies.
Like Lord of the Flies? No,
like their outfits. The black.
Oh, like They dude, there was a guy. I would love to get a fucking foot soldier costume. There was a dude that was selling just the mask, but it was like it was like an Etsy kind of thing. It was for like $600. And I have no doubt that shit
just
takes a long time. Yeah, just the mask. It was
That's
like
insane.
It was a screen accurate mask. I mean, I don't know, like
I feel like you could literally take 2 of those like drain things and like put it in a ski mask and call it a day.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not creative in that way.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
That's probably what they used.
It looked like screen accurate. It looked like a screen accurate. I would love to get a fucking foot soldier, like a get up. That would be
this is hot. This is not that foot soldier. This is the Power Rangers foot soldier, but I do
Those
have
are
a
good
foot
foot soldiers though. I like them. I'm not hating that.
So I got
don't yuck anyone's yum.
No.
I'm trying to get this. They have these in here so many little things to cut off, and they make it really hard to cut off. So I am struggling right now to open this. It took me 12 years just to get the fucking raft taut out.
Oh, you got the glow in the dark?
Yes, I had to get the glow.
Oh wow, you really went in on all that shit.
I'm a sleut for glow in the dark. Like anything like translucent, glow in the dark, or if it's a different, color than what it's supposed to be. I don't have it with me because I'm not home. But the first toy, like I'd gotten stuff at cons over the years, just stuff that looked cool. But when I started getting into toys last year, the first thing I got that like I purposely went out there and got as a toy was Plastic Geek made a spirit dirt farmer of Egon from Ghostbusters, and it was like a blue to like purple, kind of like translucent, and it was glow in the dark, but I don't think it glowed in the dark super well. And then it kind of had this iridescent just like top layer of paint on it, and I was like, I mean, you had me at like glow in the dark, translucent. It's purple and blue, like ombre colored. So I love that stuff. So
it's Egon.
Yeah, it's Egon. And I love Ghostbusters. I've watched it since I was little. But these were the first ones I got. I got what was it? Yeah, I got Leo first. And I think that was when I was commenting on your stream, Jonathan. And I was like, oh, like I don't think I'm gonna get the other one. And then a couple days later I was walking by, I was like, I'm gonna get Raph. just how to do it. But yeah, I'm curious if they'll make the other 2 or not. Very weird that they just made 2 of them.
I'm sure they will. They get so weird with that stuff. Yeah. Like the it's always a Leo and a Raphael that seems to come first in whatever, like the large size, and then eventually the other 2 show up. It's
dude, I think there are previous. I guarantee you it's some kind of like company metric where they crunch the numbers. And those guys are the ones that maybe sell better or something, and like it that feels like what that is.
Yeah, certainly.
Interesting.
So wait, so TMNT. Here's a question for everybody: TMNT or Ghostbusters? You have to choose. I know what I'm choosing.
Don't make people choose.
But I'm going to throw this very controversial Sophie's Choice out into the world.
People in the chat, go for it, but mine is easy. Mine is Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters, and I mean I'm new to Turtles, so I have to.
Ghostbusters.
Damn. Okay.
No, not really. I
was like, where is the Ghostbusters representation?
That was just for your reaction, and you were just like.
Because I know when you're fucking lying. How's that? I know everything about you. I've studied it. I've studied your videos.
Okay? I know, it's cute. You're gonna do a video essay about me?
I will. Okay, I will do a dissertation. Study thy enemy.
Things to look for.
I would pick Turtles solely because of the amount of stuff that's out there for it. Versus Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters, but it has a much more limited inventory of stuff compared to Turtles.
So can we admit, and I have to apologize ahead of time for this, but can we admit that like, oh, you got your little pony there?
Yes. Just sitting here in a pile.
Now I just lost my
My
fucking
Little
thought.
Pony. My little. You were saying, can we admit
No, I lost it. I don't know where.
something about Ghostbusters or something?
Oh yeah, no. Can we admit that Ghostbusters? Can we admit that Ghostbusters is not a huge franchise? They treat it like a huge franchise, but it shouldn't be. It should be like a small, intimate thing. And it's not Ninja Turtles. And I think we should all just admit that like Ghostbusters is great as a movie, one movie, but I don't think it should get turned into giant franchise.
No, I agree.
I agree.
Stuff gets ruined.
I feel like I also can't fully say because I haven't seen all the Turtles stuff. But I mean, I loved the first movie. I loved the second movie. I thought that the 2016 movie was fun. Yeah. Some people really love to hate on it, but I thought it was fun.
The female cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. And I love Kate McKinnon, so I was like, anything Kate McKinnon got me. Like her in this Barbie movie was absolutely amazing.
Kristen Wiig was the sell point for me.
Yeah, she's great too.
For that woman.
Anything?
Oh, Rose Byrne was your jam.
Yeah, what the heck?
I can
cheating on her.
Yeah, Eric Grossnickel has it. Ghostbusters was lightning in a bottle, and they keep trying to recreate. The Ghostbusters is not meant to be a franchise. The movie Ghostbusters is about guys that start a business and then the business becomes successful. That's it. It's not based on adventures. There shouldn't be more adventures. There shouldn't be. It's just like a bunch of guys that are basically exterminators, and they're down on their luck, and then they succeed, and the whole city loves them. And in the beginning, the whole city fucking hated them. And that's it. I disagree with Ghostbusters has to be this, and we got to take the proton packs. It's not made. It was lightning in a bottle, and it should be allowed to be.
Back to the Future is the same.
But Back to the Future had connectivity. Sorry, the first two.
I just mean that like it doesn't need to be touched again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a finite story. Yes, you're 100% right. It is a finite thing. See, Ninja Turtles, because they're vigilantes, you can have them go on different adventures. It's like Batman. You know what I mean? Who are they going to fight? Who are they going to? It's like we are forever vigilantes, and it is about an escalation of the people that we fight. Ghostbusters is like we are a bunch of schlubs. Admittedly, in the movie, I'm not calling them schlubs, but they are schlubs in the movie that get out of their depth and then they win. You know what I mean? It's like it should just be boom. Just and maybe that's why these new Ghostbusters are not being embraced completely by the world. Like maybe that's why there is like versus Ninja Turtles, why there's like always like a fight to get Ghostbusters to connect. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Are you talking about the new movie, The Afterlife?
I'm talking about everything they've made since after the first movie. I'm even talking about the second movie. I'm talking about everything that came out after 1984, everything Ghostbusters, and that's even the cartoon, as much as like in a nostalgic way. Yeah. I love it. It's that's all I'm saying. Controversial topic. Controversial take, maybe, but it's how I feel.
All right, that is your TED Talk from Mad Hatter. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Hey, you invited me on. That's what happened.
No, and we are very much we get off on tangents all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is nothing new there.
You bring up good points. It's one of those things like you think about Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was not when I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think when Aykroyd, Murray, and Ramis were making Ghostbusters,
it's flaccid,
that they were thinking about how are we gonna merchandise this and have cartoons and toys and whatnot.
God no.
And it's like RoboCop toys. RoboCop is not a movie for kids.
Right. It's like
I watched it a lot as a kid. I watched the VHS uncensored a lot as a kid. I don't know what my parents were doing, but I watched that movie a lot. I love RoboCop. It's great. I should not have been watching that movie as a kid. No.
But no, you're absolutely right. RoboCop is pretty much a horror movie. It's a horror movie. His death is fucking traumatizing in that movie, and it was never meant to be. But RoboCop is not a franchise, and no matter how much they try to make it into a franchise, there
are so many movies.
What?
But so many movies that I think they all ended up on like Sci-Fi Channel or something like that. There's like 7 extra movies.
But I will say that RoboCop, because he is a cop and has the ability to go on different adventures, has more potential than Ghostbusters because, you can make it about, it's like why Indiana Jones works so well. He goes on this adventure, he goes on that adventure, he's fighting this guy, because it's ingrained. If you're a cop, an agent, a samurai, a ninja, this and that, the whole point is like you can go up against different people and you can elongate that format. Ghostbusters is not about people going up against anybody. It's just like we're going to, we save New York City kind of thing. So even RoboCop, as bad as like some of the sequels were, I think has more potential to be like a franchise. It's a franchisable movie. But the first film is a fucking horror movie.
There's a bunch of later RoboCop movies on Amazon Prime that I watched all of them a year or two ago. They're not great, but they're not awful.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't remember them being awful. Well, maybe I'm thinking of the second one. I don't know. What was the third? I don't remember.
Second one. The third one's where it's got that the Japanese guy who's also a robot, and he's got that sword.
That's right.
Yeah, he gets the jetpack. He gets the replacement arm. That's a gun. Yeah, makes for a great toy though, and I'm sure that's what they were going for.
Yeah, by that point they got the toy bug. I think that's what happens. Is then you got the nice.
That's one of the best things that they have out for this whole line right now.
It's pretty awesome. I don't know what that was. I think I'm just gonna do Spock. I'm not gonna take all of them out. It's already been such a struggle.
That would.
Have you seen the new Strange New Worlds?
No.
Oh, that's Spock.
I liked. I was really enjoying Below Deck, but then
Below Deck.
Yeah, from Under. Star Trek from Under.
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks, yeah. I was watching that, but I guess there were only like 2 episodes that were free, or 3 episodes that were for free, and then it moved over to whatever the hell it's on.
It's on Paramount.
Paramount yeah. Plus. Like, well, forget it. But I liked it.
You weren't interested enough to subscribe to.
Hell no.
Yeah.
It's
Paramount can't handle. I'm not giving money to Paramount Plus. Just get my friend to put it on.
I only watched the first episode because they just did a crossover with Strange New Worlds, and I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the crossover. But I can't watch it yet because we're still going from the beginning. I'm not allowed.
I mean, you could, but you would miss a lot of really good references, and there would be a lot of things spoiled for you because they do not.
Yeah.
They do not hold back with their references to things.
Wow, these look amazing. Like the detail, and this was only $30. Is kind of crazy.
I know, it's just $30.
So good. So speaking of toys, do you guys have a favorite turtle toy, or if you can't, turtle line then?
Mad Hatter, why don't you lean a little further? We'll see if we can lean on each other.
Lean on me.
You're too far. We're sleepy boys. Snuggle with my dad hatter.
We'll wrap up soon.
My mad daddy.
Zaddy.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh, favorite
turtle
toy
line or toy.
Or if you can't say a specific toy, then a line.
Oh, Jesus Christ! NECA all day.
Okay.
All day
I know, but there's different sublines in the NECA.
I know. I'm just saying, as far as that's fair. I was thinking brands, not so much lines. I've really been having fun with the Toon stuff, but it will always be the movie Turtles, the 90s movie Turtles, that will win every time, because I just like looking at these faces. I mean, this is the third movie, but the head is supposed to work on any of the previous ones. But come on, focus, wouldn't you? Come on, then. There you go.
Getting these cameras to focus is the worst.
I'll never get over how incredible they look.
Yeah, that looks awesome. Looks really good.
Are those done? Are they just plastic? Because I remember one of the things from the movie Turtles, like when the movie came out, that they were like rubber. They had that rubbery like.
I don't think that is my child brain. So when I got my first NECA figures a year ago, my child brain was like, oh, they looked like the movie. They had this like rubberized like soft coating on the outside. No, they're just like hard shell shitty toys that look just like all the other Playmates. That they don't look anything like the movie. So unless there was some version that I just haven't seen when I was trying to do the like to find those things, I don't think there's ever been a rubberized version of a turtle, right?
I swear to God, the Playmates action figures for the movie when it was released were like
I remember them
rubber
being
limbs and.
I remember them being a little rubbery as well. But maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I don't know.
Whenever I checked that toy booth, I immediately went and Googled it and found some eBay listings, and they just look like shiny, hard plastic.
I have to get his phaser, put it in his hand, then he'll be complete. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going down a rabbit hole now.
I know.
Oh no!
Because I swear to God,
so easy.
Is this like a Berenstain Bears situation with
oh shit
Turtles figures?
You having like Mandela effect?
Yeah.
Soft rubber head and arms and legs.
Yeah.
The eBay listing says.
Interesting.
So I guess so. That's probably why I cried as a kid, because I wanted it. I wanted that rubber turtle.
You just wanted that rubbery goodness.
I think this is one of them.
What'd you say, Hatter?
He was always crying as a kid. This is just
it's almost like that's what kids do.
Yeah. I know, but not all the time.
Here we go.
That looks like hard shell plastic, doesn't it? That was like shiny plastic. I mean, the one I just looked up specifically said in the description that it was like.
No, I'm pretty sure these are like silicone or rubber.
Everyone knows that this is the best turtle right here. This crack addict Raphael.
Is that your favorite, Hatter?
Weird with it, didn't they?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I've always loved this.
It's more the crack, the relatable crack.
I'm a big fan of crack, as we all are.
Yep.
They did. There were so many different, like the ones that similar to what in Kayla's opening right now, like the Star Trek turtles, the sports turtles, the wrestlers.
This doesn't fit in his hand.
The like astronaut and all sorts of strange versions of the turtles.
My thoughts about what's going on with modern day, where the toys can look like the movies, and we're seeing that right now with the Playmate stuff. Even though there is a early print of Superfly, because the original idea was that Baxter Stockman did become the Superfly, but then they changed that, and that's why the toy has Baxter Stockman's clothing on and like the shoe halfway up his leg in the toy. Anyway, I think that there's like a benefit to Playmates in the 80s having these. They don't look like the cartoon, and they never will. And then we'll release a Toon line. It still doesn't look like the cartoon. And we'll have all these super weird iterations. And nowadays, they don't really have that. I mean, they have these costume versions, but they still look like the same heads. It's like, oh, it looks like the movie, but in a costume. I almost think that that's not as great. Does it make sense?
I don't understand,
because I have like
kind of
simple name, simple man. The the idea that like we have memories of the toys. So an example, Super 7 remaking these old Playmates toys, and people love it, and they're going after them. But then there's NECA making the cartoon accurate stuff, and it's like, wow, I love those. I've never had those before. Let me go after those. But 30 years from now, Playmates will make. Oh, I'm gone. What happened?
Oh,
you're still here.
You're still here.
I don't know what happened. But
oh no.
The Playmates 30 years from now will be like, oh, we'll just the toys already look like the movies. You won't have like these two versions of nostalgia. It's all the same at that point. And I think we kind of came out lucky in that sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, the screen accuracy is something that got invented within our lifetime.
Right.
Like it's not, it's and as little as 10 years ago. Like when those 1990 TMNT figures came out, that was the first time you got those figures screen accurate. And not that those led the charge, but you know, we haven't had, like, how long would you say we've had screen accuracy or close to it? It's not been that long. It's been, that's why I always say like we're kind of like in this golden age, because like now it's like if you can think it, if you ever liked it, somebody can make, if they do well, if they're good, somebody can make what you saw on the screen happen in real plastic form. But the other side of that is, you're right, it's kind of like 30, 20 years from now, it's not going to be that stark difference. It's like it's like, you know, like we all grew up where video games were like little pixels, right? And now we have seen them be ultra realistic. But like in 20 years, you're going to go from ultra realistic to what, more ultra like the graphics are not going to be an improvement. You might get more immersion, like you might get like VR that's crazy or stuff like that, but like you're not going to see you're not going to go from pixels to photorealistic graphics in anymore. Like that art form is done. It's, in fact, it now went backwards, where people are going, I'm going to make 16-bit games, and they're going back to that. So yeah, that is kind of interesting. Is that like what is it like when it down the line, you're already going to have the thing that represents your screen accurate turtles. So where do you go other than re-release them? I guess, I don't know.
Interesting. Good point.
It's kind of like with the movie itself too. So the animation style, like we're seeing with, is kind of the new wave, lowering the frame rates, like we talked about last night. It's all this kind of, oh well, we got to this realistic version. We could do that with film. Like we could do a full CGI movie that looks real. We could do that, and then have like a high. That's Avatar. It's all the high frame rates, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, man! Put the 3D glasses on, I'm there, man. And but that's like you have to go that hard to go realistic. You have to go that hard to make it stand out.
Well, now especially
go the other direction and just simplify it, add some art style to it. Be more creative rather than, you know, it's like watching an old Toy Story movie, like the first one. It's like, oof, you know, or when they do like a CG show on Disney or something, you know, it's like clearly made for kids, but it's all CG animation and it just looks really like kind of cheap and gross. But if they would pull back and say, well, let's lower the frame rates, let's make it like an animation, and let's just have some like more artistic approach, they could probably animate that stuff faster.
Yeah, if they make it a stylized choice, which TMNT Mutant Mayhem was, then they can absolutely do that. What I did like about it is it was not exactly Spider-Verse. It had its own look. But I think what's going to happen is once those movies are successful, people will go to the well too many times and create that sort of animation, and then we'll get sick of that animation at some point. And then somebody else will have to come up with something original, you know, and that's, you know, it's like
I'm
with anything.
I'm looking forward to when this is too much and we're like, what's the next solution? We just go Virtual Boy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Or AI. Oh God.
Imagine a Virtual Boy movie and you got to wear a Virtual Boy to watch it. That would be fucking amazing.
Everyone's eyes are destroyed by the time they get out of the movie.
Dude. That's why my eyesight sucks, because I played Virtual Boy when I was a kid.
Mario Tennis.
I spent a lot of time in Blockbuster Video, like playing the demo Virtual Boy.
That's, dude. Honestly, to be real honest now, that's all I ever played. I didn't have Virtual Boy, and I didn't have one friend that had Virtual Boy. I don't know anybody that
you didn't have friends.
I didn't have. Well, number one, I didn't have friends. But number two, within the spectrum of not having friends, of course, none of them had Virtual Boys because they didn't exist. So by definition, none of my friends had Virtual Boy, if that makes sense.
I'm sorry.
All I hear is you didn't have friends, and it makes a lot more sense now.
I still technically have no friends.
He had 4 friends: Raphael, Leonardo.
Those are my friends.
My dad had a Virtual Boy, but he just had it for sale at his pawn shop. So it's like anytime I go visit my dad, after the divorce, I would play that thing and it was like Mario Tennis, and then there was like some space game going down like a corridor or whatever. But yeah, that stuff is just just burns an image into my brain. I still see it.
I mean, at least you have friends.
Still haunts your nightmares.
It's one of those things you're talking about, like the art style of the movie and like versus Avatar. It's one of those things where good art direction will hold up. Like if it's not technically impressive, like Avatar is with what they can do with CG now. If it's less technically impressive, but you have outstanding art direction, like it can hold up better over time.
Right.
If you look at like Zelda Wind Waker on the GameCube, when it came out, everybody was like, oh, cell shaded, it looks like crap. But the visuals from that game hold up better than most other games from that same time period.
I agree.
Because they made a stylistic choice.
I agree. That's fucking why, like what you just brought up with Toy Story. You watch Toy Story 1, you kind of cringe. But if you watch Beauty and the Beast, the 2D animated Beauty and the Beast, that animation is still beautiful. Like they were at the top of their game, and you could watch or Don Bluth animation, like Dragon's Lair, like all of those, like because it was very much an artistic. Not that the 3D Toy Story was not an artistic choice. It was a new art, but nothing will beat like confident art direction. Even if it's lo-fi, even if it's 16-bit, even if it's like, or like, I don't know if you guys remember like the old Capcom games like Final Fight that were like
Final Fight,
like, but the graphics still hold up, like they still look beautiful. Like old Street Fighter, dude. If you play Street Fighter 2, the graphics technically still hold up because they were just trying to be what they were and they're creative in their art form. But then if you play like, I don't know, like Clay Fighters or something like that, when it was like trying to, ride the renaissance of 3D, it doesn't look that good. It doesn't, or like Pit Fighter or even old Mortal Kombat, just doesn't like have that same. People don't put it in the same kind of like I wouldn't put like a poster on my wall of that. You know what I mean?
Right. There's certain things that just get like really hard dated, and all of the early CG stuff like Reboot, the animated series.
Oh, Reboot is a perfect example. Yeah.
That's like I put the Toy Story 1 and Toy Soldiers and all that stuff from that time frame is kind of, it all fits into that. Like, hey, we can do CG, so let's do it. It's like, but it just sits in this like little space and time where there's all the 2D animation. We hit the 3D junk until it finally kind of got to like an acceptable level. But all that stuff, I could just like,
it's difficult because it's like, I don't think it's meant to be like, especially with CG, an art form on its own. It is meant to supplement what is already happening on screen and extend that. Like that's why Jurassic Park, the first one, still holds up because it was used in tandem and it was used very sparingly when it had to be. But when you just fucking show the whole thing, like, hey, I'm CG and I'm here. No one cares. Nobody gets impressed by it. Nobody's like, wow, that's great.
And the issues that exist with, we don't need to go down this rabbit hole. I don't want to talk about these movies. But
fucking rabbit hole, by the way.
The new sequels for Star Wars, like when that came back, J.J. Abrams was like very much.
We're gonna get a flood of hate comments.
It has to be like physical, real things. So we're making all these robots. We're making all these things, and it. Regardless of all the issues, if you look at it visually, it worked and it held up and it will continue to hold up because of the choices.
Yeah, practical effects, if they're done well, will always hold up longer than CG. That's why the 90s, if the 90s Turtle movie is still watchable because those suits are practical effects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that. I loved that about it.
Suspension of disbelief is a very underrated thing. So when we see things that don't belong in the picture, we're still. I mean, right now we know it. I mean, maybe there'll be a future. Like what?
De-aging.
Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah.
It's like we in 2023 we know it, and even if it's subconscious, we don't connect to it. And so I'm a fan of CG when it's used sparingly and only for the things that it needs to be used for. And I hate when they use it for things that are unnecessary. It's like, why did this have to be? This couldn't be and I get budgetary, but
Marvel's getting to the point too where I think I'm a little later to the game of feeling the fatigue of it, but like watching Ant-Man, it's like I had fun watching it, but then like my whole memory is blue screen movie.
Yeah, it's very it's very hard to get on board with things. It's very difficult to connect. You need to, the first Star Wars is so good because you can connect to real places. So it's I don't know when it's going to catch up where a completely fabricated environment is just okay.
I don't know if I saw that part where you can see the actor
the farmhouse scene whenever Raphael wakes up. There's a moment where yeah, whoever's in the doorway, Donatello, was it? He's like laughing, and the mask opens up, and you can see the actor's face inside. It's just a quick scene.
It's funny because I was looking for that. I think it was when they were at the farmhouse and they were eating, or they were at the table or something. I was like, their mouths are moving so funny right now. Looking at it, but I think, damn it, I think I missed that. I'm gonna watch it again. So
I got.
I'll have to look for that.
Talking about the stuff that will have to be opened soon.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Potentially falling down this rabbit hole. I don't know.
That is Are they expensive now?
Depends on the set. This I got for $35 because it was just the eBay listing the guy's getting rid of. But most prices are about $45 for a set. But if you want the Batman with Leonardo, that's like getting up to like 100 plus probably. That one's definitely pricey.
That's right.
Who makes those?
Honestly,
I forgot who made those.
Collectibles, I guess.
But I have them. But I forgot.
Shit. Paul Harding.
Huh.
Paul Harding has done. He specifically did Batgirl, but he is all over our NECA boxes. He does a lot of stuff for Marvel as well.
Dude, that's a nice underrated set. I got a bunch of them on clearance because they couldn't get rid of them in GameStop for the longest time, man. And
the Leo and Batman's getting pretty expensive. The Raphael and Robin is next most expensive, and then the Michelangelo's Batman is kind of expensive by itself. But this set's
I think that was an exclusive. That's why.
Oh, makes sense.
That was a con exclusive.
Yeah, this is this wasn't pricey, but I had mentioned it in a video, and people were like, "Oh yeah, they're not posable. The joints, like there's like some serious issues with them." So I'm like, well, I'll get these, I'll review them, and then see if they're worth going down to get the others. But
they're also based on a movie that a lot of people didn't like.
Right. I just love the style. It's cool. It's honestly, in my opinion, one of the best looking Batgirl figures.
Yeah, no, they're nice.
Really good.
They're nice figures.
R.I.P. that movie. So sad it's not going to come out ever.
Oh, the Batgirl movie.
The new one that was supposed to come out.
Yeah,
dude, I can't imagine working on a movie for God knows how long, from the writing to the shooting to the filming to the editing, and then somebody comes in, you get a new boss, and he decides that your movie will cost more to advertise than it will to put it becomes a tax write-off if it's never released. So this guy was so cutthroat that he's like, your movie is going to become a tax write-off against the studio, and it just never comes out. That's wild. That doesn't happen.
So sad.
If what I read is accurate, it's unlikely that this would happen. But it's not impossible. if they could release it if they pay back the tax break that they got for it. So if they get desperate enough with the writer's strike and the SAG strike, there could be like a 1% chance that we do eventually get this movie to come out.
Interesting.
But they'd have to pay back if what I read is correct, they'll have to pay back the tax break.
Whatever the tax break was.
Yeah, and then they can release it.
I don't see them doing anything that costs them anything to release them, especially because it doesn't fit into any canon that they are creating now. Like there's no way. It is a movie that is very much an island. They're not turning it into any kind of like extended universe or anything.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up. I have one last question for y'all.
Let's wrap. Freestyle rap. Let's go.
Oh no.
I'm joking.
Oh god.
I'm Mad Hatter, and I'm here to say my camera is never focused in any way.
I could
My
never
name's
freestyle.
John, and I'm here on the stream. I get very mean.
Oh.
Amazing.
Well, you'll get me next time, buddy.
Yeah, next time. Okay, so what would be your advice for new toy collectors and specifically for turtle toy collectors? Yeah, I thought there was more to that question. Sorry. Yeah, just because like I'm new to toy collecting, I'm new to turtles, and I feel like there's a lot of people that are super knowledgeable out there with toys like you guys are. And it can be intimidating to, like break into this community and feel like you can talk in this community if you don't know everything.
Yeah, that's
so.
Yeah, and
I want to include those people, and if you have any advice for those people,
it's unfortunate that there are so many people that have to feel the way you just explained. That like, you sound like an idiot if you ask a question or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't matter if there's a bunch of people that like something. They're always going to treat the new person like an idiot, which is such horseshit. It's like we were all new at some point. And I am very familiar with this because it's basically we're looking at 1 year to the day here of when I started doing this. So it was a matter of just watching a bunch of Mad Hatter videos, practicing my New York accent. But understanding deep inside that I'm from Florida, so that's how it comes. That's the difference. Yeah. People don't get that. Layers. They're just like, oh, New York, New York, New York. And I'm like, no, you got to go New York, Florida. But anyway,
the Florida region of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I was lucky enough that like I got into it through Jay and GDL because I was already friends with him before from the Lost podcast days that he did. And I knew absolutely nothing about toys going into it. And I like, luckily with his community and then like everyone else associated, like everyone's been very welcoming to me, but I know that's not the case with some communities. And just, some people are just literally intimidated by it. So
that's unfortunate.
I've done that everyone's welcome here and welcome on everyone else's channels here.
So. Yeah, except for Mad Hatters because he doesn't need any more subscribers. He's got enough.
True. You just got to dive in with some fucking confidence, okay? Who cares what people say? Who cares what like stupid gatekeepers say? All these guys are.
There's always going to be haters.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of fucking nerds anyway. Okay, so it's just like
I never understand that. It's just like those people just make it very clear. And also, Jay, thank you so much, dude. Those people make it very clear that.
Oh my God, I just saw his comment. What the fuck? He should sell you at least a little bit of a markup, okay?
I'm going to send it back to him.
What happened? Oh, you're sending it back. I was giving it to you. All right, if you're sending it back.
I mean, if he gives it to me, he needs to let me know because I'll.
No, I can't live in a world where he just gives it to you. Okay, I gotta fucking delete the channel if that happens.
But no, so as a new person coming into the thing, those people that like talk shit or if they treat you a certain way, especially if there's somebody that has any kind of like stature or whatever, like we have this channel or whatever, if we were to come across to you as like total jerks, then you just know, okay, separate myself from them, don't give them anything, but there are plenty of people out there that are nice and willing and very helpful. Jay, I would say, is definitely one of those people. Mad Hatter's pointing behind him at something.
Don't know what he's talking about.
It's a new thing for me. I just was like, I'm gonna do research, and I was making videos when I first started that were more information based, which is interesting because you have this new channel coming out and this guy's telling us stuff like, who are you? But it was just like, okay, I'm gonna read people's comments, gonna check Reddit, see some like old blog posts or whatever. I'm gonna relate. Oh, these were the challenges. For example, like Holothon was a nightmare. I had no experience with Holothon. So, okay, it was a nightmare for people. They have a lot of things to say about Geek Out, Fall Geek Out, if there's online purchases. So I did research on all that stuff and then remembered what this guy, Jake Randall, would do on his YouTube channel about PlayStations when they were hitting Target, the best way to buy, and should you use the app or the website, be logged in, all the stuff. So I condensed his information and applied it to this collector space. So it was just like research, as much as I could on my own, but finding these people that you can connect to help you along the way, and just like making this kind of small group and being the Twitter has been the best thing for me. There's like so many incredible people over there that are the collectors helping collectors. And it's just, I have a question about a thing, or I'm trying to find something to buy. And it's just like, they're always selling stuff at retail plus shipping. That's it. They're like helping each other find this stuff. But I was a total idiot coming in and have this channel and this guy, and people were always just like really, really nice. And I could never understand how people were nice. I did a live stream with Nerd Zoic a few months ago. And we were talking about the channels and stuff. And I was like, yeah, just the people are just so nice, man. Just the comments I get. I'm just like surrounded with this like good, positive energy from so many people. And he's like, are we talking about the same group of people? And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's just like I kind of block out and get rid of the shit bags.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's what you put out there too. Like if you are putting out like good, positive content, even with like Hatter, like you joke around a lot, but ultimately you're like positive and very welcoming to your community. Like I've always felt very welcome there. Except for that one time that I messaged you. But that was just one person.
What?
But
that wasn't me.
What was that?
Somebody was acting.
There was someone
was fresh in the.
Yeah, because I do my innuendos. Someone decided to like make an innuendo about me, so I was like, "That's not how this works."
No.
Yeah.
Yes, all are welcome. In the on my channel and on Johnny's channel, and I'm not gonna. My answer won't be as long-winded as his. And
well, that'll be a first.
Fucking Oscar, play the Oscar music while he's playing.
I mean, you did do a couple TED Talks already.
That is true, but this will be a first. Black Phoenix has it correct. Screw the gatekeepers. Buy what you like and enjoy it. Okay. If tomorrow I decide I want to buy Fabergé eggs, I'm gonna head first into Fabergé eggs. Nobody's gonna tell me shit. And I would like people to, especially a lot of us that collect toys, sometimes we have a few things wrong with us. There's an insecurity there. Everybody's got something, but there is something. There's something mental in people that collect toys, but it's also okay. Okay. And I would love people to have a little more confidence in the fact that you collect toys. Embrace being a fucking nerd. Okay. And don't let people gatekeep you in this. There's a lot of elitist motherfuckers out there. By the way, they're all pussies. As soon as you confront them, they're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. But they like to talk behind their platforms. I don't like that. I am a very, as you know, brazen fellow. And that is my contribution to this, to just kind of like have some confidence to just like the thing that you like and do it unapologetically. Who cares? Oh, I started a channel last year. That's great. I actually like Johnny's perspective because he comes at it from I'm about to compliment you. Can you fucking hold on a second? I like it. He comes from a place of like, yeah, I'm an entry point because I'm starting this stuff, and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. And so it's very interesting to see the progression of somebody who's doing that. I've been doing this for a while, but I also know people like this. So don't let elitists and don't let any of that shit fucking affect you. Just like the thing that you like, because at the end of the day, all this shit is just to make us happy. That's all it is, just to fill some kind of void that you have.
And I gotta add that the people that have some stupid comment to say, And if it's like, oh, well, you don't know, well, you don't know the history of that thing, just like, don't be afraid to also just call these people out for being total fucking idiots.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially for Kayla, I would imagine that they won't expect that, because this is like a historic fucking thing where men are stupid, period. But also men, if a girl shows, it's instead of being like, oh my God, a girl likes the things we likes, guys, let her come in. Instead they're like, oh yeah, you like
name 4 songs.
Who's your favorite? Oh yeah, from what episode? You're like,
yeah.
It's just like,
and by the way, those dumb comments that he's talking about only exist on the internet, because nobody would say, I've never heard in my life anybody come up to me, hey dude, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that. It's just a bunch of fucking assholes that just like,
I mean, I have, but that's because I'm a girl.
Oh, you have like
oh yeah, like, well, especially because I've always gone to like Comic Cons and stuff. No one knows everything. I do not know everything. I have my fandoms that I know more about, like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and whatnot. And yeah, some people still like, I'll start talking to them about something, and then they're like, oh, do you know about this? And I'm like, oh no. And they're like, oh, you're not really into it, or like, you're not really a fan, or like discredit it. It's fucked. It's gotten better over the years, I will say. But I was like a out and proud geek / nerd in high school, and like, it wasn't really until college when things started to get better, but like then everyone kind of knew me as like the Lord of the Rings girl. Like I would wear my Even Star necklace around every day, or my one ring that I had too. But yeah, like there's every once in a while, like, or it's kind of like a passive aggressive comment that someone will make and be like, oh, okay, like you like that, but like you're not really a fan of that. Like that's how it'll come off.
Some stupid thing where like men have to have this, like they have to seem like they're they have to be the more knowledgeable, superior version, and they don't really realize that's what they're trying to do. But also
I agree.
Questions that I don't even know the answers to, and like I fucking love the Nausicaa movie and Spirited Away, Studio Ghibli movies, 2 of my favorites, hands down. But there are going to be things I don't fucking remember the character's name, or I don't remember this thing. It's like that shit doesn't need to stay in there.
No, and that's okay.
Also, that's a little bit of a guy play. I've known guys that do that to girls, that because that's their realm, and so it's coming from an insecurity sometimes.
Oh yeah,
like a guy does that to a girl because they're like, I have ownership of this. Could also be some weird, like, for lack of a better word, flirtation too. It's like I've known guys that do that shit, and that's their playground. It's like playground mean guy thing where So guys
let me push you a little bit.
Yeah, it's like pushing your buttons, or like, I'm going to take ownership of this thing. But what are you taking ownership of? The Lord of the Rings is for everybody, you fucking idiot. So like, I think girls deal with that in a different regard, because they're always whenever a girl says she's a fan of anything, I'm gonna have to teach this to my daughter at some point. Whenever a girl says that she's a fan of anything, instantly there's a whole slew of guys that are going to challenge that, because it's like, and if they miss one thing, it's like, you're not a fan.
Can't win.
It's insecurity on those dudes.
We can't win.
These are the same fucking dudes that don't like. Yeah, these are the same guys that don't like a girl that is like a powerful woman that takes charge, or is in a position of power. That stuff. That's that.
Oh, we both
like
no, damn it. Trying to do this one.
We both clicked.
I mean, we can all agree that powerful women are bad, but I agree with it.
I mean, mommy motherboard. I still have not watched any of Motu, but I still got that toy because it looked amazing.
And that's great.
Not even the new the Revelation.
I am going to watch Revelation for Revolution. I will watch that, and we'll probably
that
talk
motherboard
about
figure
Allison.
though. Holy shit!
Holy tits!
Johnny Nostalgia doesn't even know about motherboard. That's a shame.
I just watched a review on it. From
I want to send you my motherboard, but you got to send it back.
No, I won't.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I got Johnny his from Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
And also Brick something. I don't think he's in the chat right now, but
I saw
too.
those figures on, like, I saw people reviewing them before I saw it in person, and it floored me in person. I was like, when I saw them on YouTube, that's the other thing. Like, everybody that's watching this, it's like, sometimes you see a figure and you see us reviewing it, and it's like, what are they talking about? Like, I don't see the big deal, but like, I don't know, man. Sometimes there's shit that the camera doesn't catch, and you see it in person, you're like, no, trust me, it's fucking amazing. So
I feel that way about the fucking Sinjabot, dude. This thing,
dude. I feel the same way, dude. I've had so many people trash me, like, dude, why'd you get 4 of those Sinjabots? I was like, dude, fucking get the Sinjabot in hand. Do not talk shit until you have it in hand, because same thing with that same figure with the Sinjabot. People are like, why'd you get 4 of them?
Yeah, it's a stunning piece that I just broke. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh god.
It's a stunning piece that
wait, can you hold it up again?
Yeah. I don't need to put the peg thing in.
You but keep it up?
You're pegging it?
I got about a good 5 minutes of keeping it up. It's so stunning in person. That even with my whole setup and the extreme details and all that stuff, like it really doesn't do it justice. So to feel the articulation in your hands, because this is like a whole nother level of articulation,
dude. Exactly? Wouldn't you agree that that's like the new bar for NECA articulation? Yes. Like, it's crazy. Yes. It's fucking crazy. The Sinjabot.
I think because maybe the joints aren't painted or something, they're all just black plastic. But this thing, it's this is like a perfect figure.
Love. It looks awesome.
It's great, man.
And then the fact that I couldn't imagine on his back, I get to double my Figma stand, so now it's a flight stand or posing stand.
You're gonna convince me to maybe buy some Figma stands, because I didn't know that.
Hell yeah, dude.
I might buy some Figma stands right here after I get some sweet money from super chats.
Oh my god!
Super chat competition. There's a whole underlying thing. I don't even want to get into it. It's a whole thing, but like it's weird. Very
On that note, go check out both of their channels if you guys both want to do a little spiel about yourselves and what you have coming up real quick. Jonathan, you can go first.
Johnny Nostalgia here.
Keep it concise though, please.
Yeah, the latest thing that will be probably this. I'll probably record this thing tomorrow. We'll see if it's worth it. If it's a line I need to go down. But the most important thing I can say to anybody is to click my link tree link. Okay, it's in my about section on any social media. It's in the description of every video. But that is where you're going to get free prints. You get plenty of paid stuff. All my art prints. I pretty much spent all day today getting like 40 of my art prints on my store. So now you can buy 11x17 prints beyond what I just showed in the live stream yesterday.
Love. All right, Hatter.
Watch the Mad Hatter review channel.
Yes.
Started a long time. Let me give you how it all started.
3 years ago, you started. You were
3 years
collecting
ago,
pop.
I got into a fight, and my mom got scared, and so she sent me to Bel Air to start a toy review channel. Watch the thing. Support the channel. I don't have a lot of stuff like Johnny has stuff, but I have 2 shirts that I'm proud of. My buddy created this Mad Hatter review shirt sticker that you can get. The art is really cool. And then I have a Flipper Frank thing. And if you want to support, no money that goes to Flipper Frank goes to me. It's with two separate entities. If you want to go there and support, or don't, just watch the thing. It doesn't matter. Okay.
And you have channel membership, right?
I have a channel membership. We got a Patreon. All of this goes to all the nonsense that we have to fund because, as Johnny knows, YouTube doesn't pay anything. It's very, these hours don't make sense. It's like the math doesn't make sense. So if you want to support the channel, go ahead. You're going to be supporting a good cause and entertainment for you. So yeah, that's it.
Allison has a question.
Is that figure happening? Flipboard, not yet. I will do an announcement. We're going to do a Kickstarter. I think most likely at the end of the summer. but I'm kind of beholden by the people I'm doing it with to set that up, so I can't say for sure. But there will be a Kickstarter and a million announcements. I'm going to reach out to everybody I know, to Johnny, to you guys, to be like, please tell everybody you know about this Kickstarter, so everyone will know, and it will be open for a few months. So it's not going to be a kind of like a blink and you miss it kind of thing. But it is going to happen.
So
it's going to be awesome.
For that. Yeah, it's going to be so good.
I will
All right,
try
guys.
to blink and let it miss it.
Damn. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been so much fun. Really appreciate both of
very
your
much.
Knowledge and your expertise in the turtles, in the turtle realm. And yeah, everyone make sure to subscribe to both of them. Smack that subscribe, smack that bell icon, smack all of the things. And
smack everything.
Yeah, upcoming for us on Monday, we have our Strange New Worlds episode, which we'll be doing the last 2 episodes because I was sick this week, so couldn't do last week's. And then next Thursday, as usual, we will have our Trek retrek of the original series. And yep, that's all for now. Anything else, Johnny? I think I covered it, right?
Yep, you sure did.
You can follow us at GTFO channel on everything, on all the social medias. And yeah, thanks, everyone.
All right.
Evening.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by.
Bye, everyone.
Subscribe. See ya next time.
Bye.